Yeah, goof on my part. I had my Spotify music playing in the background, so I have to re-record this again. It's so funny how I only make these mistakes when I'm off streaming on Twitch. I will have this fixed so that this doesn't happen again, but let us get started on Sherlock. He is a pretty cool character. I'm not gonna put any story spoilers in this review. That is exclusive to Trom. I'm not talking anything about that. I will say though that you should probably summon for Holmes after Trom. That is going to be when he's worth more, because that's when he gets his buff and he feels so much better after he gets his buff. And it's not something groundbreaking. It's not something groundbreaking. But it's so helpful for his gameplay and lets you run other CEs for his setups, and it feels better. It will feel better. Base attack 11.495, basically 11.5. That is right at the midpoint for where 5 stars are sitting in terms of attack. HP 33.36. It's low-ish, but it's not like crippling low that berserkers have. He's a ruler, so he takes less damage by most classes by default, so him having lower HP isn't the biggest of deals. It does mean he has like low attack and lower base HP, but he's a support, and for a lot of people he's actually esports. I have mixed feelings about having him esports homes, because I feel like you need to have 2 different homes, and at that point it's like you're sacrificing MP2 for that. Star weight, star gen. Actually, we'll get into that in a second, whether that's worth it or not. Star weight, star gen. These are normal ruler numbers, I believe, and rulers have a positive power modifier. It is 1.1 times damage. So again, going back to here, it is not that bad. Ruler class is pretty cool. MP charge 0.76% with this deck. 3 hits on quick, 3 hits on arts, 5 hit extra attack, 4 hits on buster. For him in particular, these arts cards are pretty good. They're not the most crazy arts card you'll ever see. That belongs to like Coin Sky of Bitch, because like her hit, she has the same number but with 4 hits on her 1 arts card. So basically, like, Holmes in an arts chain will refund way more than Koi and Sky. Don't get me wrong, but Koi and Sky's singular arts card is, I think, gives the highest regen in the entire game. I might be wrong about that, but I remember plushing making a video on that. Quick cards, they're okay. It's this one buster card is showing he is supposed to be a support, not a DPS. He's supposed to, like, if he's not art spamming, he's genning stars, or should try to gen stars. Yeah, I'm not saying he's a good star genner. I'm just saying that he can gen a couple. And extra attack will actually perform okay. He's not an assassin. He's not a pretender. So this isn't gonna, like, the star gen isn't gonna be amazing. But it's 5 hits. And that's kind of all you really care about. First skill has been buffed for a while. NPCO for 1 turn, AoE arts res down, and 20 stars. This skill is very solid. I do find it kind of weird that it's like single target NPCO and then AoE, but that's whatever. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. If you're using him with Tamamo, this arts res down is gonna not only help you with your damage, but also the regen. So if you are using him with a bunch of art supports and you are just art spamming, you're gonna do pretty good damage. You're gonna get pretty good refund, all things considered. Second skill is what got buffed. It was star weight for 1 turn, 600%, and debuff immunity for 3 turns flat on another 5-turn cooldown. Like, this has had ridiculously good uptime on the debuff immunity. This is the buff they added for Trom, and they gave him a 50% battery. When you see his MP, it will suddenly make so much more sense why he needed this battery. And With this 50% battery, it means that if you have mana loading, you just need to have a Castoria out on the field popping the AoE battery, and he is up to 100%, starting from 0 on his CE. Meaning you can run Star Bomb, you can run whatever, you can run Outrage for the taunt to make sure Holmes dies, like even as an esports. You're gonna want mana loading, and this like you're gonna want, like, he elevates so much when after Trom when he gets his buff, so much like more efficient wise for the setups you can use. Third skill, not a fan. It's basically the same problem I have with Jack, how it's a full mana burst, the one-time mana burst. That's issue number 1, tied to a dodge. Issue number 2, I don't like 50% mana bursts anymore if they're one turn. You can't stack it. It's less of an issue with non-Buster Servants, but it's still like, you feel bad that you're gonna have one good turn and then every other turn is not nearly gonna be as good. And then you tie a dodge to it, which either you might not need, or it just like, it's a dodge, it's not invul. You might still get hit by like through it. Another thing for that, at the very least, it's on a 5 turn. I couldn't see them buffing this, both of these, to being 3 times 3 turns. I can genuinely see them doing that. Is that going to be the best option? Maybe not, but it would make him like significantly better if this was not, like, if these were not tied to a single turn. Like, obviously they're not going to give him 50% for 3 turns. That is so rare when they actually do that. It's usually Buster Servants that are like struggling. Arthur and King Hassan. I'm not saying King Hassan was struggling before, but now he's like, there is no struggle with him. He has the 50% Buster, like, with very high uptime. Holmes, he's not even a DPS, so that's the other reason I don't think they're gonna do, like, make this 3 turns, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they make it targetable. I mean, if it's targetable, that's significantly better, at least. 12% arts up from a territory creation EX. I already talked about append skills, level up mana loading. He does have anti-berserker, but you're not gonna purposely bring a ruler to fight berserkers, because that's one of the few classes they actually take more damage from. So cool that he has this. He's not really supposed to be taking advantage of it, though. NP. He is a setup servant. He is a tertiary support, similar to Miss Crane. You bring them when you can actually do the setup for it correctly. You're not going to bring Holmes to farming because you don't need Invul Pierce and Pierce defense when you're farming. You don't need that in most challenge quests. Miss Crane, you can't use her with most servants without extensive setup. You have to change what CEs you're going to use. You have to build for it. Holmes, 500% chance to reduce enemy defense. Basically, if you're not debuff immune, you're taking this defense down. There are some times, like, enemies can resist, like, debuffs. They cannot resist this. This is to guarantee, like, his whole MP is about guaranteeing you can hit someone and guaranteeing that you can hit someone very, very hard. Because if you also are critting, like, obviously the defense down stacks with crit damage. Obviously defense down stacks with any other kind of damage for your DPS. And if you're using Arjuna Altar, you get a free debuff that is guaranteed to land, so his power mod is guaranteed to be doing extra damage. And Arjuna Altar actually is a very good case for Holmes, specifically because he does not have Pierce Invul and Pierce defense. Like, that is one of his weaknesses, that if he can't hit you, if Juna can't hit you, you're not taking damage. I know it sounds stupid, but that's the honest truth. Like, you can't take damage if you don't get hit. Easy. I never have problems with, like, ruler ascension materials, because there's like 5 of the like all of them, which I don't have a problem with. I know people have issues with that because it's technically so many pieces and monuments, but it's like 5 of each. Like, you're not going to notice it that much in the grand scheme as long as you play the game like fairly regularly. And if not, just like do a couple, like run the 10 AP runs and you'll probably get them, like at least these, you'll probably get these back. These not so much. You're going to be running the 40, but like you get a lot of these just by playing the game. You get a lot of gold monuments just by like playing through events and stuff. And same here. It's curse pages. We're about to have a lotto for this. This is a bigger issue, the scarabs, but like, you just get them from events. I'm not saying for anyone to go farm a 10% drop rate. That sounds like so. It sounds like it would feel so bad if you were just farming for that. Same with the append skills. Eggs, only 5. Amazing. Comet shards. Everyone seems to fucking use these. But it's lost about 5. It's not like it's like a very old singularity that you have to farm this with very shit drop rates. It's at least tolerable. Bond CE. Quick performance and crit damage. I don't know why the quick damage is there, because like his quick cards aren't that good. Like if they wanted this, if you wanted to be like arts and quick, they should have made him have better quick cards, but oh well. And yeah, this is Holmes. Do I recommend summoning for him? No. A lot of what you can do, you can pull off your support list if you need it. Let me rephrase that: if you need it. I'm not saying you can't use double cast Aurea for challenge quests or pull Tomo off your list. But if you need Invo Pierce and Pierce defense, you bring Holmes. Like if you just need the Invo Pierce, you bring Calamity Jane, and that's usually going to be a buster setup. Holmes definitely more catered to arts, because he can like arch chain, obviously, and like he functions well. He can technically function as a DPS if you run him with the right supports. Like, I'm not saying like super Ryan in that vein, but he can ramp up crit damage, and as long as he has like enough stars so that like you run him with 20-30 or something, technically can do okay like damage with a tanky team. Again, I don't recommend that. That's more every shit hit the fan and Holmes is in the back of the party or something, or Holmes is up with all your support. That's when I see that being a viable strategy, but not really. All right, short for a 5-star, but I don't have that much to say to Holmes. His third skill is like not for me, but like everything else about his kit is great. Don't summon for him right now. He's gonna feel a whole lot better next year. All right, peace.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, comment, sub, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm putting this at the end of the video because I'm really bad about selling out mid-video. So, thank you for watching.